This is Will, man. Sorry, I'm a little sick. From Toledo, Ohio. I just left Buckeye Cable System. Went ahead and paid my bill. Want you guys to look at that right there. Just gonna go ahead and let all these people. Okay, so that eye that you saw was Buckeye's logo. How's everybody doing? This is Will, man, Toledo, Ohio. Just went and exchanged my modem for a new one because my old one was outdated and was not transmitting signal to multiple devices within my two-story home. It would not keep a connection with any of my devices for over like 24 hours. Like every 12 hours I would have to reconnect. Streaming was very slow. Downloading didn't seem too affected by it, but so I was in yesterday. I've been having this problem for 7 months, by the way. I was in yesterday at the store paying my bill, and the lady in front of me was exchanging her modem, and I overheard the conversation, and it sounded like a my case. So I asked the broad, like, hey, is this happening to everyone? She said, yeah, everyone with these modems. If you have one, just bring it in and we can exchange it. I said, oh, okay. So I went in today, and I just did a video on Periscope before I went in, talking about some things, and Jesus and the good fight and all this stuff. And I just wanted to put some things out there that I found out. Well, with being in this state of mind, you start to see things. You start to see through reality and see the beast system for what it truly is. So I'm sitting in this tiny little box room, which is Buckeye Cable's, little area. And I'm sitting there waiting in line. Now this room is packed. There's probably like 8 or 9 people in it, so it's not a lot of people. But the room is tiny, and we are all in line waiting, And there's 2 clerks. First there's 1 clerk, then 2 clerks, then 3, then 2. But still, it took me a good 15-20 minutes. But in this 15-20 minutes, I began to realize something. They are part of the whole thing. Our address is just a small portion of this concept, folks. That's a new one done today. Or not today, but this year. Sorry. So, I'm in line. I get to the end of the line, which is literally 2 steps in from the door. Okay? So, 2 steps in from the door, I'm standing at the end of the line. That's how packed this tiny little room was. And, so I'm waiting, just observing my surroundings. And on the wall, I see the giant logo. It took up a good portion of the wall. Now this logo, that eye symbol that you see, that is actually the Eye of Ra. And it goes back to the Egyptians. Again, we are living in the modern day Egyptian time. Well, I have my heat on, that's why it's so hot in here. That's what I believe, folks. We are in modern day Egypt. We have pharaohs ruling over us in the shadows, and there's a lot of symmetry and energy taking place. What the fuck? Here we have a traffic jam. Gotta love Toledo and their traffic jams. So, where was I? So our address, yes, that links us to the Sphinx ruling over us. But within our address, when we are at our homes, we are also deceived by these people with something called entertainment, live entertainment or recorded entertainment, television. It was introduced to the homestead somewhere, I believe, in the 30s, 20s or 30s, late 30s. Black and white TV sets, and then they were incorporated into many other places like hospitals and waiting rooms all across the countries within the 30 years. You had colored television sets. Nowadays we have high LCD, all this technology. Entertainment. What is entertainment? It's another way that they entrap us within this dimension, this reality. Video games, movies, you name it. So the Eye of Ra is their logo on their wall, and I see these imaginary chains shackled to all these people in this line, and they're so big and heavy shackles. They're dragging and they're moving slow. They're carrying the weight, the sickness that Buckeye is putting on these people, taking their hard-earned dollars. And every year, the dollars increase in amount. Buckeye pisses me off. And then they give you shitty service. I've talked to several techs in the past 6 months over the phone, in person, when they were at another place installing somebody else's equipment. I just walk up on them and ask them some questions, and they give me the same line, but then I go into the place and they're just like, oh, we just need to update your box. Like, what? I don't know, guys. You just have to start seeing through this stuff. And it's a lot of corporation and a lot of bigger companies that are involved, like Buckeye. They have, so not just only do they have the Eye of Ra on their wall, but behind the clerks they have 3 TV screens. One is hooked up, I believe it was CNN. The other one, I'm not too sure what it was, and the center one, and then the one all the way to the right was the Disney Channel. Now, I've been doing a lot of work with the Disney, so I already know that they are programming our children with a bunch of different methods, and it's sad. That's why our children are the way they are today. Our teenagers. I've been subject to Disney all my life, ever since basically birth. My parents put me in front of a television set. Oh, look, somebody knocked down all these cones today. That's wonderful. People are assholes. But, just wanted to come up to this parking garage and get a nice view of the sunset here for us. This is the closest mall I got to my spot, neck of the woods, Franklin Park Mall. That's the closest. I always come here if there's ever anything crazy, like a hailstorm or a tornado. This is where I come to get basically a good view and my surroundings. It's the highest point I can find, I can actually get to, my vantage point. So you're looking at the southern skyboard right now. So I'm in this line at Buckeye. It's a beautiful sunset. I'm gonna park actually and get out. Oh, I got this shut off. But so I'm in this line. The guy at the front of the line, he walks up to the clerk. She says, "What can I do for you?" We're gonna call him Harry. "What can I do for you, Harry?" He looks at her, throws a couple things on the table, all of his devices. He's got his remotes and his wires all separated in Ziploc baggies like an old guy does. Throws it on the table. I'm here to say goodbye. I'm done. I'm turning it in. And she's like, oh, Harry, what? Why? You know, he's like, it's been 79 years. I don't need cable in my life anymore. 79, he's 79 years old, and he's had it, you know, probably 60 of those 79 years that he was paying for out of his pocket, you know. Let's be realistic about it. So, he says this, and she's going back and forth. Oh, but, you know, you're just gonna throw in the towel like that? And he said, yeah, it just keeps going up in price, and my wife's been dead 9 years. I just don't watch it anymore. She said, oh, alright. As long as you'll still come by and say hello, you know, because people go there and they pay their bill, you know, every month. And they get to know the clerks. And for a long period of time. He was probably going to that one store for a good 20 years because that's how long it's been there. In a little shopping plaza. So then you have to ask yourself, how trapped are you? How chained are you? You know, he was going there, a 79-year-old man, fragile, getting close to meeting the Reaper. He wanted to release himself of these chains. He didn't want that life anymore. He's tired of being programmed by the Eye of Ra. So he turned it in. He paid his 117 final bill, and he zeroed out his balance, turned in his equipment, took off the chains, broke the contract. He is no more enslaved by Buckeye or any network affiliated with them. A 79-year-old man. Just in time for him to meet his maker. This, you know, it's just crazy. The other people in line, you know, they're in their 30s, their 40s. They use this as a tool to entertain themselves. I get that. People get bored. They want to see things. They want to see into the window. I understand. I love TV. Don't get me wrong. I used to love it. But now I do this kind of stuff, and I educate myself. I do research. I get on the internet. I YouTube. You can use it for good and evil. Yin and yang. Sun. Oh, you can't see it right now. And moon. The moon's on my other side. I'm going to get out and show it to you here in a minute. So, I guess I'll just end my rant of Buckeye. With the fact that you have to realize what we're enslaved by. Windy day today. Security just rolled up on me, so thought I'd get out of the car. Not too sure if the person was here before me to hit that button or something. Yeah, I'm on top of a rooftop mall parking garage. They have assistance buttons all across. Oh, you know, I don't know. I think he was just doing his rounds, whatever. So there you have the sun setting back there. You can't see the actual sun, I guess. It's already too late for that. It's beautiful. I just can't believe how clear it was today. Alright, so you got a couple things here. You see those three? It's pretty interesting. Now just look at this backdrop here. Beautiful blues and almost like a magenta, pink, and then almost like a yellowish haze on the top. So the guy leaves, you know, he gets done, he's done with his contract, and he says goodbye to Buckeye. But as I'm sitting in that tiny box and I'm getting closer and closer to the clerks, there's still a continuous amount of people filling in from the door. The line never shrunk. I just continued to move forward. That's my point. The line never shrinks. You just continue to move spaces within the line, frontwards or backwards. That's what life's all about. So, or at least that's what they project it to be, as we're shackled by these corporations and this way of life we call modern day 21st century. You know, people are waking up pissed because Donald Trump's the president. Well, the truth of the fact is, we don't want to be in this darkness. We don't want to be enslaved anymore. We wanted something different. People voted for Obama hoping he would be different, but they realized he was the same as what we've had. We've been under the same control since, you know, since a while now, folks. I'm gonna try to zoom in on the moon here. But I hate to break it to you, Donald Trump is not any better. I happen to believe that he's just another part of it. I mean, he's a businessman, and you don't get to that kind of statute by yourself in this country. I mean, you can, but it's very hard, and they try to corrupt you when you get to a certain point. I believe that's why many righteous people, like Martin Luther King, John Lennon, you know, a lot of others, you know, they were taken. Jimi Hendrix, you know, Bob Marley died from cancer, but who's to say where he got that cancer from? Pretty nice sunset, I guess. I just can't get over how clear it was today. No chemtrails. Makes me sort of concerned that they got the holographic 3D imagery working fairly well, that they can slow down on the trails, or maybe, I don't know. Oh, look what's flying right overhead. But you see how the trail dissipates behind it. That is normal. That is what they should always do. What my footage shows in the past is completely different. So that's interesting, nonetheless. Unless they just figured out a way to make chemtrails invisible. Ooh, it's mighty windy out here, folks. Well, I'm gonna shut it down soon. I just want to rant about Buckeye and how much they pissed me off. I got a new box. I'm not free of my shackles. I mean, the price just keeps increasing, you know? It's just ridiculous. That's the roof of my car, so don't freak out. That's just the sky bouncing off the roof of my car. Well, much love to my one viewer. I will see you next time. Keep in mind that the supermoon is on its way. That could be why we're getting this increase in wind. Also, that CME was supposed to hit on election day and the 9th, so there's multiple asteroids and meteors that are fairly decent in size that are near flybys. So I urge you to look into that stuff too. Much love, and be safe out there, guys. I'm gonna shut it down now. Peace.